I'm 757 BA, you know.
Word. And what does 757 mean for everybody who don't know?
I don't know.
2 for 1s, we do 2 for 1s. We'll smoke, come get you some. High speed, I had lost the Glock, but got another one. Every chopper whole sick that says, boy, we making fun of him. Ready to kill it like we racist under the Ku Klux.
Community leaders are calling for peace after 7 people are shot and 1 person killed in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood. The multiple shooting happened last night at 37th Place in Michigan, just blocks from Chicago Police headquarters.
A man is now in custody nearly 7 years after a deadly shooting at a barbecue in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood. Police arrested Antonio Dickerson at his home in south suburban Alsip this week. He's charged with murder, 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 6 counts of aggravated battery. Police say Dickerson was a part of the fatal shooting of a 28-year-old man back in August of 2017. 6 others were wounded in the shooting at 37th and Michigan. Police have not revealed a motive.
Think they lit, they call my brothers for the slip. Thought he was gonna run off with that pay, that boy got clip. I don't need a cosign, pretty and rare. My loyalty come with a switch. Few cost me, we both done, can't get the best of me.
You shot straight, but you shot late. High 11. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
The deadly, dangerous war in the trenches of Chiraq is still going on. And it's going to continue to go on as long as people have died and people are still searching and looking for retribution and get back and revenge for loved ones' murders that have been committed in the city of Chicago. And recently, a big chief, a big HNIC of the THF faction, THF Bayzoo, was gunned down. And right after THF Bayzoo's death, it was promised to be revenge, and THF Bayzoo said he wanted 20 bodies for his one body if he was happened to get got out there in the streets of Chiraq.
I said, tell him so don't be sad for you, right? You live your life. You did what you did. You gotta accept it.
I don't want no motherfucker crying for me, bro. Don't cry at my funeral.
So a motherfucker paint your dreads red, something. Don't cry.
On God, get wild. I need 20 for 1, you hear me?
THF and its affiliates promised retribution, get back for the murder of THF Bayzoo. And his murder took place at a LKQ pick-your-part junkyard, where he was there allegedly supposed to be getting a part for his girlfriend's car. And they said that THF Bayzoo took a Uber to this junkyard where he was looking for parts for this vehicle. And it said that he had been there over an hour at this junkyard pulling the part off.
Then I'm seeing all the shit that he just would start doing, pushing with the unity. You know what I'm saying? Push a piece, saying that this is what he wanted in the community, and it's always like that, gang. Soon you try to change your life, and you know. But the thing is, Zeus shouldn't have been back in Chicago, but Dirk locked up, man, and a lot of people ain't in the same position they was while he was out. But he put a lot of niggas in position where should have already been. You know what I'm saying? He just was on the internet like, man, Chicago, I ain't fucking with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Then you go back to Chicago, not only back to Chicago, like, y'all got money. Why'd you at Pick and Pull? Pick and Pull got like old ass cars or something, don't they? They ain't no new cars. They no motherfucking Pick and Pull, I don't think. Yeah. I don't know. When I knew about Pick and Pull, we was going to get, you know, scrapers, little bullshit, little traps. Like, damn, man, you supposed to be in a, man.
I think they said it was for his girl's car. Trench's News just made a video and he broke the news. And I know, you know, Trench's News, he's a credible source to a lot of Chicago people, that he took an Uber up there and he was up there for about an hour. And you being from Chicago, are Ubers a no-go in Chicago? Is that something that?
I don't know. I always have my own shit for a long time, man. I don't even, I never even had an Uber account, so I don't know. I'm not riding no Uber. I don't even like to ride in cars with other people, especially while I'm in Chicago. I'm crazy behind the wheel, so you know I done been shot at, and the cars and everything. You gotta that you got to know how to survive in life, man. Like the same way when I got shot on that thing, I survived. I saw it. You got to have the eye of the tiger with this shit. A lot of niggas don't. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it could just, it could just happen like that. But I'll be damn, I'm in the backseat of a nigga Uber that a goofy behind the wheel. He don't even know. All he know how to do is drive. Where we going? And the nigga pull it. And do you? You can't even slide and protect yourself. All you can do is duck down and it's over with. At least I know I'm behind the V. I'm behind the wheel, nigga. I'm doing my thing. Oh, shit. Duck, nigga, move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ride with your head behind the thing. With the niggas cold. You nigga seat way back. You got the thing right there. Make sure that motherfucker come in your head. Niggas be having their face right there at the window. That's how niggas get hit all in their shit, nigga. Motherfucker come right there. Boom, 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 boom. But
Yeah.
hell no, man. I don't. That's what
Cause Zoo, I mean, he's slick famous in Chicago. I mean,
why is you in the Uber, gang? Like that's just that was a bad decision. That was a bad choice, man. One false move cost that man his life. Ubering for his girl or whatever going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. You should have ordered them motherfucking parts off the internet and let them bitches come to the door or something. They got everything come to your door now.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got money. Niggas on that bitch with stacks of money, man. Fuck them. Man, hell no.
And as Bayzoo and the two unidentified men who were looking like they were loading the parts into the vehicle, Bayzoo was just off to the side with his head down talking on his phone, and these two unidentified gunmen come running from afar, from a distance. And many said that Bayzoo should have seen this, or somebody should have seen these guys, or heard them running towards them. But it was too late, and Bayzoo looked up at the last minute, and that's when the shooting commenced.
Out of Little Village, 3 men are in the hospital after a shooting. This happened around 3 this afternoon near 31st and St. Louis. Police say those victims were standing in a parking lot when a car drove up and someone inside started firing. One of the men was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The other 2 are expected to survive. So far, no one is in custody.
And then with no suspects being named in this right here was very tragic. A loss of one of the OTF members, THF, big chief in charge, right? Bayzoo had lost his life in the latest war in Chiraq. Rumors, speculation, and conspiracy theories will start circling the internet about the death of Bayzoo and who could have been all behind this. And many started to say that, it was rival gangs that were false claiming the death, the murder of Bayzoo, right? Looking for some type of clout, right? Chasing clout behind the whole situation, as many people do diss the dead and mock the dead. And this is the culture there for the drill rap that is going on there in Chicago. And that's exactly what the opposition did. They took to social media to mock Zoo's death. And in less than 24 hours, they had a response to all the mockery and all the dissing that was going on, right? The disrespect of Bayzoo's life. And we had a situation where a young lady, up-and-coming rapper herself, G-Arii, she was gunned down at a stoplight there in Chicago. And it wasn't looking good because this insinuated, it made it look as if, this was some type of get back, some type of answer to what was being said on the internet, responding to Bayzoo's murder and who was behind this. So with this young lady being gunned down and reports of her son being in the car with her, right, as we come to find out now, are false. And as soon as the news started to hit the internet about Ari getting gunned down there in Chicago, many started to spread the rumor that she had something to do with the killers knowing the location of THF Bayzoo, as if Ari was the one that gave the drop on Bayzoo. And as we came to find out, the family would speak out about this and say that this was not true. Now, according to the family, which has came out and, you know, given statements saying that Giari would never drop the location or do anything of that sort, be involved in anything like that, because she minds her business and stays to herself. And we'll get into those statements that they made later. But, you know, this is all going to go back to Giari's boyfriend, right? This rapper, Fonzo.
I just bought that bitch out like my first name Alonzo. She thinks she in love, bitch must not know that I'm Fonzo. They tweak up in this club, it's gon' turn into a gun show. If they out there on that block, when we spin, bitch we hunting. I got something that hold 100, but I can't tuck it. I'm like fuck it, I be living what I rap. I pray you don't think I'm bluffing. Police say he smoking K, so I smoke BK, they both dead. Rap your house sit in this Rango, if we stop we going fed.
Now while the ops were online dissing Bayzoo, you had Fonzo, this rapper who was the boyfriend of Giari, the female rapper who just got gunned down, right? And the family are saying mistaken identity. They're looking for Fonzo because allegedly Fonzo had posted the picture of update of Bayzoo that said reliable source confirms Lil Durk's artist THF Bayzoo is still alive and in stable condition after surviving a shot in the chest. And Fonzo put a caption on top of that update that said, shit. Like basically insinuating that Bayzoo wasn't going to make it, that Bayzoo was in fact going to die. And then he took this post that he made as a diss, right? Mocking Bayzoo's death, the situation surrounding the shooting, right? So that right there is definitely what caused this whole thing to unravel for Fonzo and his girlfriend, the drill rapper, Giari. Now here comes the smoke that Fonzo Cappin was looking for. One of the THF members responds to the caption and the post that Fonzo made, and THF G Baby says, why you always gotta voice your opinion on some shit, gang? Like, gang, your ass always worried about shit that's way out your jurisdiction. Then talking about BD. Go sit down somewhere and stop playing so much. You goofy, you clout chasing ass nigga. You talking like you feel some type of way, folding them fucking shit up in every lane. 100. Then you bringing dude goofy ass up when his homies ain't do shit. Nada, Nathaniel. On gutter, but just mind your business, gang, and do your little skits on a different block before that shit backfire. Fonzo Cappin responds to THF G Baby. He says, you responding to this in your feelings, 100. When ain't shit I said was disrespectful. Like I said, when it come to y'all side, everybody D-ride and pick and choose, 100. I'm not finna argue with you though. And on Loco, you can bring up all that skit and all that, but ain't nobody ever played with me out here. And you know exactly what block I'm from. And now this is what Fonzo, the boyfriend of G-Arii, had to respond to THF G Baby with when they started going back and forth on Facebook. Now, if this mistaken identity theory is true, then that means right after this argument, right, the THF allegedly, right, spotted the vehicle that Fonzo was in after he was trolling the death of Bayzoo, right? They thought they had him. They thought that this was him in the vehicle and shot it up. And instead of Fonzo being in that vehicle, it was Giari driving the vehicle at the time.
A woman is in critical condition after being shot in West Chatham this afternoon. CBS Skywatch was over the scene at 76th and Vincennes about 45 minutes ago. Police say the 26-year-old woman was sitting in her car when someone ran up and started shooting. No one is in custody.
And as soon as the news started to hit the internet about Ari getting gunned down there in Chicago, many started to spread the rumor that she had something to do with the killers knowing the location of THF Bayzoo, as if Ari was the one that gave the drop on Bayzoo. A woman was critically hurt after being shot while inside a vehicle Monday afternoon on the city's south side. The shooting happened just before 5 p.m. near a McDonald's restaurant in the 7600 block of South Vincennes Avenue in the West Chatham neighborhood. According to CPD, the victim, a 26-year-old woman who was inside the vehicle when another unknown vehicle approached and someone from inside fired shots. She was hit in the abdomen and taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center in critical condition. CBS Skywatch was over the scene as officers gathered evidence and were seen investigating the victim's vehicle. Chris Habermel said that the area from 7500 South through 7600 South is blocked off in both directions during the investigation. As of Thursday, no arrests have been made. Now, after the internet had made up a rumor about why Giari was killed, saying that she had possibly allegedly given the drop on THF Bayzoo the day before, leading to her death the day after. And her cousin took to social media to say this. She says, ain't no winning against the internet. But stop all this lame ass lying, putting y'all own stories together. My cousin ain't dropped shit. Y'all know what the fuck took place, but y'all be pussy when it comes to other niggas. So y'all play with no rules. I promise they probably didn't think my cousin was the driver, but her shit 5% tint. So you really can't tell who in it. These blogs crazy as shit. Her baby wasn't even in the car with her. Stop tweaking with my blood. Little cousin gang, this ain't no motherfucking game. Then she backdoors and says this. Cousin, they didn't put your story on the news. I can't take it, y'all, for real. This is terrible. They took your life for no reason. That wasn't for you. And we all know that. What the F? This is unbelievable. I'm so sorry, bloody. This shooting will leave the up-and-coming female rapper, G-Arii, or known to family and friends as Ariana Bosby, in critical condition. And at the University of Chicago Medical Center, she was later pronounced dead. Fonzo would get the message that these killers was obviously hunting for him, and instead they hit up his girl in the process. And this is what Fonzo had to respond with shortly after he found out his girl, Giari, was killed. He says, a goofy-ass fan or somebody somewhere in another state living in their mama basement that been following the drill scene since 2012 came up with that effing rumor. It just show you how gullible Chicago motherfuckers is. The first thing y'all see, y'all just latch on, just trying to be in the mix so bad, spreading lies. 100. She ain't never played that backdoor shit and literally moved smarter than most of you motherfuckers. It ain't no winning with the internet, so it ain't even no point of getting bent out of shape because the net gonna do what it do. 100. Stop playing with her though, and stop being so goofy and gullible when y'all know what them blog and fake pages do. 100 emoji again. Rest up, the biggest, with a bunch of yellow hearts. So this is what Fonzo followed up with after his girl, Giari, was gunned down in the war in Chiraq. Now, it's unknown how long Fonzo and Giari was together before this situation took place, but Fonzo was steady follow up with more posts to his Facebook page. He says, man, if only they knew to have, shorty, real life, my effing dog. If I called, you was coming no matter where and no matter the time, you never left me hanging. It never was a time you ain't opened that door for me, and for that you always have a place in my heart. I'd be so cold to losing MFers now in days, but you literally got me feeling some type of way, superstar. I love you, shorty. All you wanted to do was rap and take care of your son. I'm not gonna even overdump on this bitch. You know what you know, though. Yellow hearts. And he posted some pictures of him and G-Arii together. So the cousin of Giari and the boyfriend, Fonzo, they both came out trying to clear up the rumor that the internet started about Giari giving the drop, the location to the killers on THF Bayzoo there at that PQ part store. And this was false information is what they were saying. And then you have Fonzo with another post to Facebook taking blame, right? And he says this, he says that shit wasn't for you. So that means that he knows who it was for. It was for him because of the trolling he was doing about THF Bayzoo's death. And he says, such a pure soul, man. He posts another picture with this, with him and Giari hugging. And he says, you was a real one. Never left a motherfucker hanging. May your soul find peace on the other side. I love you, shawty. So here you have Fonzo saying and acknowledging that it definitely was a hit on him, right? They were hunting him because, he had been online taunting and mocking and trolling the death of Bayzoo, and he had to pay with his life, but instead she ended up paying with hers. Now the ops were having a field day on the internet, and one could be responsible for this at this time, but you had THF, right, seemingly, allegedly taking the credit for this hit on Ari, and one of the members, Dre Money, the boss, also known as THF G Baby, said 20-for-1, the WAP way. And that's referring to Zoo WAP, aka Bebe or Bayzoo. And this was basically insinuating that Ari's death was some type of get back for the killing of Bayzoo, or now in this situation with her boyfriend Fonzo, for him basically taunting and trolling the death of Bayzoo. And this was just the first one that was out that 20 that's supposed to drop behind Bayzoo's death. And this is all because Bayzoo said before he died on a live when he was talking to one of his ops, 051 Melly, right? Telling, hey, man, if I die, it's going to be 20-for-1. Don't cry at my funeral. Get out there and get active. Activate the thuggery instantly. Lil Zay Osama will go on to repost a picture of Giari on his Instagram stories with a caption that read, please stop killing innocent women. Prayers to that girl and her family. Now, he would post this during a time when his name was being brought up in the THF Bayzoo murder, saying that Lil Zay had 2 watches stolen from him by 2 THF members, allegedly. And since those watches couldn't be recovered and he was being trolled about these watches being stolen from him, but they made it seem as if they robbed Lil Zay Osama, trying to, make him look like he was weak or a hoe and they can just take stuff from him, right? And it wasn't going to be no consequences behind it. They were bullying him. They're saying this is why all these shootings and killings started happening, you guys, allegedly. Now, according to the chain of events, they said that Zay got a send-off to go smoke THF TP behind the stolen watch situation. And then THF killed that send-off that was sent to kill TP. And then THF killed Deuce. And now the send-off hood allegedly smoked Bayzoo. And Zay fell out with the send-off's gang. So now the send-off gang going against THF for some shit that didn't involve them to start with from the jip jump, right? Crazy world. Lil Zay Osama will go on Camp Capone News to explain the watch situation. And he specifically brought up Bayzoo's name, saying that he felt like Bayzoo had the power, because he was the chief, right, to get those 2 watches back that were stolen from him by these THF members, right? Since Bayzoo was over THF, hey, man, just go get my watches back and this whole thing could be squashed. But had Bayzoo would have did that, maybe so. But being that Zay is saying he never got his watches back, and then they were over there bragging and, putting it in songs as if they robbed Zay. Hey, man, say, man, this is why, allegedly, Bayzoo lost his life. Wowzers. Yikes.
Okay, now, one of the things that I seen coming up, man, that, I wanted to ask you about was the whole watch situation. What happened with the whole watch situation?
Man, them thieves, man, they stole from me. That's it. Like some thieves, they stole from me while I was asleep. On some dirty, broke ass shit. You feel me? And that's what it was. Seen the opportunity and went for it. You feel me? Didn't care about the after effect of nobody else. Didn't care about the relationships, the bonds that it was gonna break or, nothing. They just cared about self at that point, you know what I'm saying? So they went with their move and they did what they did, and, it is what it is.
Now, with something like this happening, like you said, man, the bonds it could break and the problems it could cause just over like a little ass watch.
Yeah, like.
And, you know, you said some things about Bayzoo, that he's broke. You know, what is your thoughts on that? Because I think you said that Bayzoo, you know, wouldn't be able to, you know, like you felt like you'd have been able to get it back, the watches back, if it was you.
I mean, hell yeah, for sure. It ain't no if. I would've. If I did some snake shit to it, I'm cool with, or that my people in business with or doing business with, or anything, you know what I'm saying? I'ma let no, you wrong, you bogus, don't do that. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into it with it over that. Like, for even doing some shit like that on my name, on my watch, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't do shit like that to people, you feel me? And he could have stopped it. He could have went and got it back. Or maybe he couldn't, who knows? You feel what I'm saying? But I was cool with folks, you feel me? We used to be talking, we used to be cool, you get what I'm saying? So I was expecting him to make that shit right so it won't be no extra shit behind it, you know what I'm saying? And he couldn't.
Now, the send-off that they keep referring to is a gang member by the name of Man. He was allegedly sent out to kill THF TP behind the stolen watch situation, right? And Man was killed himself. And every time, you know, these gang members would post Man's picture in regards to Zoo's death, right? This was an indication that maybe, possibly, allegedly, Zoo, you know, was killed as get back for Man's death. Now, with the rumor about this whole thing starting behind some watches, somebody asked, is the dudes who took Zay watches still alive? And then they say, if them boys still alive, then I don't know why y'all assuming this over some watches and they just caught who they can catch. Nah, shit deeper than that. So some seem to believe that, you know, if these two THF members did steal Zay watches, why aren't those two guys dead yet? Why are other people who had nothing to do with it dead? It was a reply saying, yeah, Keno and Dana, they're alive. And Rome posted with them and he is alive too. But it's still over watches. They got two main faces out the way, being THF TP and Bayzoo. Now, one of the members that was on live with the alleged gunman who said that had went live after Bayzoo's murder, Lil Sam, flashing all that cash, and this was said to be the money from the hit, allegedly. But as we came to find out, Lil Sam was out of town, right? He was just trolling like everybody else was doing during the death of Bayzoo. And the one who was on live with him was Lil Devon, and they were from the BVC faction, okay? And somebody's opinion stated that they believe that, you know, Lil Devon could have something to do with it because he had the same exact Nike Tech outfit and even took a pic matching the fit that Lil Sam had on, which is a Nike Tech also. And if you checked his page, he archived all of his pics yesterday. And so he only has one pic up currently. Also, if you peep the video on the post, pause at the very beginning. And the story right before was a pic he posted of his homie that was holding a rifle. And that was confirmed to be Man, who allegedly got TP, who killed TP for those watches. So many were going off the videos and the pictures that these members were posting of Man, saying that they were definitely celebrating Zoo's death by doing this. And also they felt like, you know, when these guys had these two matching gray Nike Tech outfits, just like one of the killers had on when Zoo was killed, this was also, you know, indication that either one of them could have possibly been one of those shooters. But some felt like Zoo technically died for Lil Deuce getting killed and G-Baby dissing. And you can say that about TP dying behind those watches that were stolen from Lil Zay Osama, but many felt like that was extreme.
You kill your baby mama and you ain't did nothing to your ops. Remember in front of one, he got that get back for that watch. And the ops ain't do it but dissing like they did that shit at the top.
We don't care about that shit. We just gonna keep smacking their ass every chance we get. We ain't looking for them. They ain't did shit to us for real. They smoked man. That was not my homie. That was 71st Bayzoo on them homie. Yeah, he was cool because he slid for us and shit, but that's not my homie again. Who wants slid for us? Niggas be on our d***. Send that goofy ass off.
Now, when it came to the death of Giari, why was she gunned down? Many felt like she was dissing and talking about shooting and lining niggas up. And y'all surprised the female got smoked? R.I.P. to her, though, but shit, a never-ending story. So many felt like, the content of her music, the stuff that she was talking about in her music is the reason she was killed. And many say, nah, well, she definitely lined up THF Bayzoo and gave the location to the killers. This is why she was killed. And many are saying that that's a rumor. And now you have a situation where they say, well, Fonzo, her boyfriend at the time, he was trolling the death of THF Bayzoo. And that is definitely, most likely, the real reason. The crime scene consists of about 15 gun shell casings and a shot up 2014 black Chevy Cruze the victim was in when she was shot. Now, according to Islamic law, it has a 3-day limit for burial. And since Zoo was a Muslim, this is how they did the process of his burial, his funeral. But from a psychological, human standpoint, dropping the body of your loved one in the ground 3 days after they were murdered and repeating that over and over and over as you lose more people got to be mentally debilitating. That's why half of Chicago go crazy. Nobody has a chance to grieve or mourn before another body drop. Literally, just talked to them 3 days ago. People haven't even processed their loved one, ain't ever coming back. So much death. R.I.P. Zoo. So this is what somebody was saying. This is why Bayzoo was buried so fast. People who didn't know anything about Bayzoo's religion, right? He definitely was a Muslim, and this is what they practiced. That's why he was buried so quickly. Now, with Fonzo trolling Bayzoo and the members out there sliding and looking for Fonzo to make him pay for what he was saying, they were saying that he actually had pissed these guys off when he first posted about the situation on Facebook saying this. I just don't get it sometimes. When Lil Deuce, Scoon just died and they did all that trolling towards him, wasn't nobody on here saying they shouldn't be trolling him or D-riding DMG like they from their hood. But when it comes to the BDs, every time the utmost respect should be given, people shouldn't disrespect a real nigga. The streets watered down like them niggas can smoke somebody mama and troll and y'all ass laugh, but when something happen to them, it's nothing but D-sucking going on. It just be a lot of double standards in this shit, says Fonzo. Then he double backs and he says this. This is not an argument moment neither. Just a simple statement. Stop laughing when it's other motherfuckers' time to cry. And then when it's their time to laugh, you crying about it. Just take this shit for what it is. And this is said to have pissed a lot of people off. And, this is right here is what really, activated the sliding on Fonzo. Now, the brother of Ariana, he goes by Dog Cairo Millie on Facebook. He says this after she was killed. He said, y'all niggas ain't got no aim. Y'all was really trying to hurt my sister because who she F with and because where she from. Y'all knew who Giari was. Both sides on my brother Scud. Because she a face. Y'all knew that was my sister, gang. She ain't dropped nobody low. And that's made up. My nephew wasn't in the car. She was with a nigga who ain't help her. And she wasn't the target, but who knows? They might have just wanted blood. She ain't do nothing to nobody, though. She ain't deserve all that. She the perfect person, and if she loved you, she loved you a lot. Motherfuckers supposed to protect females like my sister, who are rare, cool. Protect y'all family. Watch who they F with. If y'all feel like a motherfucker not good for you, try your best to leave them alone. My sister gone because of a soft-ass nigga, and he ain't saved her at all. So the brother is saying somebody was definitely in that car with Ari, but it's not confirmed if it was Fonzo or not, right? And if I ever did you wrong, I'm sorry, God. Forgive me for my sins. I promise I'm not okay. I'm not going to be okay, never. And this is what her brother had to say following that shooting. And he also posted another status on Facebook that says this. It ain't hard to get y'all a target if y'all knew he was in the car. Why y'all ain't get on his side of the car like, damn, y'all really shot my sister and killed her, cool? What the F? And she was on point. She seen motherfuckers following her. As a nigga, you supposed to take control of shit like that to protect my sister, cool? So if she knew that they was following her, that means if somebody was in the car with her, they should have knew as well that these members was following them and allegedly planning on doing them some harm in some type of way. Wowzers. Yikes. So by it being alleged that the family is saying it's a case of mistaken identity, right? This vehicle was possibly, described as a vehicle who have been involved in a lot of shootings and things like that. So they're saying that maybe she was possibly targeted for the wrong reason in this vehicle. But by the brother saying that, he knew for a fact it was somebody in that car, whoever this gang member was, he was soft, right? He was scary. Left his sister to die. He didn't protect her. So who could this person be? But they wasn't saying Fonzo, right? So at the same time, this right here tells us that they knew for sure that this was Ari in that car, and whoever she was transporting in her car at that time could allegedly had been the target to begin with. So was they really out to get Fonzo for trolling Bayzoo's death? Who knows? Because at this point, there's just so many different elements and aspects to this story. We have to wait till the facts come out, but all we can do now is speculate on what happened. And what happened was the next day after Fonzo was online and going back and forth with THF G baby, telling him, you know where I be and all that type of shit, just a day prior, this made it seem as if this could have definitely been for Fonzo, and that's who they definitely were looking for to up the score. Now, the discussion was that Fonzo was responsible for Ariana's death and that he should tell the family, look, she died because of me trying to be funny on social media. And a lot of people close to the situation feel like Fonzo's a goofy and that, he was trolling Bayzoo's murder. And Fonzo rocks with damn near all of THF 46's ops, right? Mob, 757, some of 051. And that they say, Fonzo is known to be affiliated with all the people who don't like THF Bayzoo and the rest of the members. And speaking of 757, Ariana, or better yet known by a rap name, G-Arii, her baby daddy, 757 BA, right? He was just picked up on a murder that occurred 7 years prior. And they said that Antonio Dickerson allegedly followed a victim to barbecue before opening fire, killing one. And it was said that their son was in the car with her. And like I stated earlier, that was deemed to be a rumor. That was false information, right? The little boy was not there. So I imagine him hearing this information while he was locked up in Cook County there. I'm pretty sure he was on edge because everybody was saying that their son was in the car when this happened. Now, this shooting that occurred with 757 BA 7 years ago, leading to a man's death, they alleged that he was shooting at another gang rival, right? McAdoo is who they were aiming for. McAdoo survived and another victim ended up losing their life. And this is why Antonio Dickerson was charged for this murder.
The man is now in custody nearly 7 years after a deadly shooting at a barbecue in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood. Police arrested Antonio Dickerson at his home in south suburban Alsip this week. He's charged with murder, 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 6 counts of aggravated battery. Police say Dickerson was a part of the fatal shooting of a 28-year-old man back in August of 2017. 6 others were wounded in the shooting at 37th and Michigan. Police have not revealed a motive.
Now, they came out with an update on the gunshot wounds that THF Bayzoo received. They said he was shot twice in the head, twice in the abdomen, and 3 times in the back, and was later pronounced dead at 3:54 a.m. on Sunday. Police and the Cook County Medical Examiner Office said. So this is a little bit more insight on how many times Zoo was actually hit by that gunfire. So as the deadly game of get back and trolling continues in the treacherous, murderous streets of Chiraq, who's next? Because that's what they're asking now, you know, with 20 for 1, as Bayzoo claimed what was going to unfold if they was to kill him. And I'm not going to just give you a narrative. I'm going to give you the rundown. And until the next time, this is OG Jucario TV with the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spinning with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, her, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.